Once a very sad person comes to a Mahatma and says, "I am very saddened by my life. I can't keep my wife, children, and my family happy. I am not able to do anything for myself. Sometimes I even think of ending my life. You do so much sadhana, do so much penance. Can you tell me a way so that I can come out of my bad time? I am going through a very bad time. It has become very difficult for me to manage 2 meals a day. Now you tell me, how can I stay alive in such a time? How can I keep my family happy? Kindly tell me a simple way so that I can understand easily. Because I am not very educated. If you talk about the greatest knowledge, then I may never be able to understand." Hearing this, the Mahatma smiled and said, "You can do one thing." Then the Mahatma pointed to the front and said, "There is a temple on that high mountain, and there is a house of ants near that temple, where thousands of ants live. You will find it very strange to hear, but those ants destroy the ground of that temple. They destroy the energy of that soil, because of which no tree or grass grows there. You do one thing for me. After that, I will answer your questions. You go to that mountain every day for 7 days, and destroy the house of ants. Break it. Whenever you see a house of ants, destroy it near the temple. But remember, no ant should die in breaking the house." Trying to understand this, the young man left. Maybe he did not understand why the Mahatma was doing this. He is doing injustice to those ants. He is destroying their house. He is harming them. After all, who will do this to the Mahatma? But still, listening to the Mahatma, he starts going to the mountain from the next day. When he reaches the mountain on the first day, he sees that many ants are busy collecting their food. All the ants are walking in a line, and they are collecting small pieces of grain in their house. Seeing this, the young man felt weak. He thought that he is working so hard to fill his house, and if I destroy their house, how bad they will feel. But then, remembering the Mahatma's words, he started breaking the house. Soon, there was a ruckus among the ants. They started running here and there. The line that was running till now it has broken. And they started running here and there to save their lives. In a little while, the house broke, and all the ants ran here and there to hide. After doing this, the young man came back to his house with a sad heart. He was upset, sad, and full of regret. Then, lying on his bed at night, he thought, "Now the house of those ants has been destroyed. Now, what will be the use of going back there?" Because the Mahatma had told him to destroy the house of the ants, which I have already done. But then, after thinking for a while, he decided to go again the next day. And the next day, he woke up in the morning and reached the same hill again. After reaching the hill, he reached the same place where he had destroyed the house last morning, but he was shocked to see that those ants had again made their house at the same place. And now, they were again busy collecting things for their house. Looking at that man, he felt that these ants are so stupid. They know that their house was destroyed at this place yesterday, and at the same place, they also made their new house. And thinking this, that man started laughing. But again, remembering the Mahatma's words, he started destroying the house of those ants again. And again, the ants were agitated. And in a short while, those ants started running here and there to save their lives. In a short while, their house was destroyed again. And that young man, with a little satisfaction, that this time I have destroyed that house very well. Now those ants will not be able to make their house here. That is why, before leaving, he also poured cold water on that house, so that the ants could not make their house there. And in this way, after completing his work, that young man came back to his house. While sleeping at night, that young man was again thinking that, is the Mahatma doing the right thing? Does destroying someone's house look good to a learned man? What if that Mahatma is a learned man? What if he is fooling me? But then he decided that I will complete my work first. Only after that, he will know why the Mahatma was making me do this. And after thinking this, he goes to sleep at night. The next morning, he gets up and goes towards the same hill again. After reaching the hill, he reaches the same place where he had destroyed their house, and he is happy to see that there was no house there. All the ants had run away from there. Now he thought, what will be the use of coming here every day? Because the ants have changed their house, and the Mahatma had told me after coming for 7 days. But today is the 3rd day. Now what will be the use of coming back for the remaining 4 days? And after thinking this, he decided that he will go straight to the same Mahatma from here. And he will tell him all this news. When he turned back and started going towards the house of that Mahatma from that hill, then suddenly he saw another house, which was made of ants. It means that the house was made by ants. And now those ants had settled in the new house. This new house was a little away from their old house. And when the same young man saw that house, then he thought that perhaps the Mahatma knew that these ants will change their house from here and make it somewhere else. That's why he told me after coming for 7 days. And after thinking this, he reached his new house to break it. When he reached there, the ants were busy in their work. They were collecting food for themselves and were gathering it in their house. When the old house was broken, the grains were still left there, and the ants were collecting grains from there and bringing it back to their new house. Now here again, the young man's mind became a little weak, because he himself was weak. He himself was killed by time. That's why he was feeling pity for those ants. He was feeling pity for them. He wanted to help them, but he was harming them instead. But remembering that Mahatma's words, he decided to break that house again, and this time very carefully without harming any ant. He started to destroy that house. It took a little more time, because Mahatma had already decided not to harm any ant. That's why he was destroying those houses very carefully. But finally he destroyed that house too, and after destroying that house, he was very sad this time. He was more sad than before, because he had also broken their new house. He was not letting those ants live, and now he was thinking of himself as a devil or a demon. But still he was listening to that Mahatma. And he came back to his house with a sad heart. Before sleeping at night, he thought once again, how big a devil I am. How big a demon I am. Forget the old house. I am not giving any place to those ants to live anywhere. What would those ants think about me? How big a demon would he be? That Mahatma who is doing this work through me. But still he decided to go the next day. And the next morning he reached there again. He was again surprised to see that this time the ants had made their house in a new place. They were already working with more energy, and they had already made a big house in one night. And now they were again busy collecting their food and grains. Seeing this, that man thought, what kind of soil are these ants made of? I am trying to make them run away from here again and again. And she makes her house there. Doesn't she know that I will never let them live here? She is an ant. She looks so small. But still she is not giving up on me. It is a very surprising thing. And this time she started destroying that house in anger. But this time, while destroying, some ants died there. They were crushed under her feet. After being crushed, when she came out of her ego, then she saw how angry she had made those ants. Her mind was filled with regret, and she moved towards her house crying. While sleeping at night, she thought, that I am doing a lot of atrocities on those ants. Now I will not be able to do more atrocities than this. And thinking this, the next day for those ants, she took some flour from her house and reached the same hill. Today, in her mind, there was a feeling of respect for those ants. There was a feeling of compassion. Today, she wanted to help them. And when she reached there, then the ants were busy making their new house again. She fed those ants her flour with great compassion. She kept doing this for the next 7 days. She used to go there every morning. She used to feed those ants with her flour. After 7 days, that young man came to that Mahatma. He joined his hands and said, "Hey, Mahatma Ji, please forgive me. I tried a lot to destroy the house of those ants. I destroyed their house. Not once, but 4 times I destroyed their house. After that, I could not dare. I could not destroy their house. I can understand that I did not complete your work. And in return, you will not tell me the way, which can take me out of my bad time. But I do not care about it. I think what I did was right. That is why I am going back with your permission. Please allow me to go back to my house." Hearing this, the Mahatma smiled and said, "Hey, son, where are you going? Wait for a while, wait for a while, and then go." Hearing this, the Mahatma brought water for that young man. After giving him water, the Mahatma asked the young man, "You tell me, why could not you destroy the house of those ants? Those ants are small, and you are such a big cow. Still, you could not destroy the house of those small ants. Where is your power, your strength?" Responding to this, the young man said, "Hey, Mahatma, I had destroyed the house of those ants. I did it again and again. Once, I had harmed those ants in my anger. But the day I harmed them, that day, I realized why I am harming them. Why am I giving them so much pain? And from that day, instead of hurting them, I started helping them." Hearing this, the Mahatma said, "This is the thing to learn. A small ant gives us the message of life. I did not send you to destroy the house of those ants. I sent you so that you can learn something from those ants. What did you learn? What can you tell me from those ants?" Hearing this, the young man told the whole story. After hearing the whole story, the Mahatma smiled and said, "Son, the first lesson you can learn from these ants. How many times did you try to destroy their house? How many times did you try to destroy their house? But every time they made their new house. They never gave up. If they had given up, you would not have met those ants there. Life is all about hard work. But we humans break down when we get defeated once or twice. We get discouraged, and then we do not even try in life. And some people are eager to end their life. But you must have seen one thing in animals. They can never end their life by themselves. You must have never heard that an animal committed suicide. No matter how hungry that animal is, no matter how sad that animal is, but he always struggles for his life. But on the other hand, we humans end our life when we get defeated once or twice. Life is all about hard work. Life is all about hard work. That is why you should never stop working before death. Because after death, you will go into the ultimate rest. So why are you stopping working before that? Why are you getting discouraged? If your house is broken, then try to build a new house. Try to build a new house. Try. And those who try never lose. You have seen this from those ants. They look so much smaller than you. They are ants. And you are so big. But their mind is so much bigger than yours. It is so big. It is so determined that even after breaking the house so many times, those ants never gave up. The second lesson is that whenever bad times come upon us, we feel that this time will never pass. This time will destroy my life. It will never let me live. And with these thoughts, which have no existence in reality, it is just a thought. And that thought makes our mind sad. And that is why we stop trying. But you yourself think that nature will bring us to the earth again and again. It will bring us harm. But how long will it take? If we keep trying again and again, then nature will also bow down before us. And one day, it will be merciful on us. It will be kind. And it will give us everything. What we had never wished for. You yourself saw that you had come to destroy those ants. But later you started giving those ants grain and flour. You were kind to them. Why did this happen? Because you saw that those ants are not giving up. Similarly, if you also never give up in your life, then one day nature will give you everything that you wanted to get in your life. That is why, remember 2 things. Keep on doing good deeds. And second, that one day nature will definitely give you the result of your good deeds. So friends, I hope that you must have learned a lot from this video. See you in the next video.